just when you thought it was safe to make more mead. Viking Blood is back. Hi, I'm Brian.
I'm Jerica, and we're continuing with Viking's Blood Week. And this is the Piece de la Resistance.
There's no "le" in there.
Oh.
But it's okay.
Okay.
You speak American. I get it.
Barely.
I don't know, you do a better job than I do sometimes. Anyway, this is Viking Blood, 1 year later. Now, we did a tasting on this already. It was a year ago, and everybody says, oh, let it age, let it age, let it age. So we thought, let it age. We had 2 bottles left. So we got one out. Has not been touched in a year. And on the label it says, Tart Cherry Viking's Blood, July 13th, 2018, 10%-ish. We did so much stuff to this, I really don't know. And we just thought, let's give this a shot, find out if it's any different. And since this is the second official, no, this is the last day, forget I said that, this is the last day of Viking Blood Week.
It's been a crazy week. What can we say?
We thought, what better way to end it than by taste testing the 1 year ago. Now also, people have been giving me a hard time about the way I open
Now
these
remember.
bottles. Yeah, there's a reason why I do it the way I do it. When I put my hand here, yes, it hurts my fingers, but I have a hand up here. So if I do this, the only way that it's safe is if I go like this. This could be dangerous. Beware.
Yay!
Not too bad. I think there might have just been
There
a little bit of
There was a little release there.
a little bit of off-gassing.
But it wasn't an eruption.
Yeah, you shouldn't drink this. Always pour for the lady first.
So if you are on our Facebook group, and I know I sound like a broken record about the Facebook group, but it is so huge and so active, and there's so many cool people in there, and our moderators are the best. You may have seen our moderator Paul share his glorious yet very sad video of one of his beverages just erupting.
Oh yeah, it was actually
so,
really funny. It looked like a meme.
Whenever we open something that's been sitting for a while, we're not sure what's going on in there, I always envision Paul. So Paul, here's to you.
We're not drinking it.
This color is gorgeous.
You know what's interesting though? I see a slight amount of particulates suspended in this, which is unusual. I wasn't expecting that. But the color is really amazing. It's got that lovely dark cherry color. Do you see it too? Yeah, little bits and pieces. Nothing to worry about. I mean, if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't notice it. But you know, I look for.
I think he's making stuff up.
The smell is totally cherry and honey.
It's glorious. It is just.
It smells thick.
It does. It smells.
if something could smell thick, this smells thick.
You know how, like, a syrupy liqueur has
It's very heady,
is a very
rich.
distinctive scent. That's what this smells like. And I could just smell it and be perfectly
I'm gonna taste it.
fine.
Anyway, no, before I taste it, on the smell, I get a little bit of the sharp note from the alcohol.
Yep.
Very mild, really.
Yep.
Definitely a lot of fruit, dark fruit, like obviously cherry, but it's more than cherry.
It's
I'm
like
getting
going
plum
into
even.
plum version.
Yeah, and the honey is very prominent. There's a lot of honey note to
Yeah.
the smell. That's kind of surprising.
And it's interesting
It
smelling
smells a lot
it.
better than it did a year ago.
There's something about the scent that reminds me of, and I hate to even bring it up, but our Bochet.
If you say so.
It might be the combination of the cherry and the honey that makes that really strong honey scent. That's almost cooked, but not. It's not cooked because we didn't cook
I'm
it.
going to taste this. Taste that. It's completely different than it was a year ago. Nothing like what it was a year ago.
It doesn't taste syrupy at all.
No, it actually tastes almost thin. I hate to say that, but it almost does.
It's definitely got the tannins from the cherries, because this was made from actual cherries. You can feel it. It's like tangible on your tongue. Makes your tongue kind of tingly.
It's really interesting. There's an astringent quality to it that I'm attributing to the tart cherries.
Mm-hmm.
That almost gives a cranberry.
Almost.
It reminds me of that, though it doesn't really taste like cranberry.
No.
It's not very honey forward in the flavor, though. It's almost like things have melded so much that you can't differentiate the flavors anymore. It's definitely a tart cherry. This is dry, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
This did not come out sweet at all. This is like bone dry, which is not my preferred way to have meads. Christina?
The aroma is completely different from the flavor.
Yeah.
Which is really surprising.
I hate to say it, but I think it smells better than it tastes.
It does smell better than it tastes. But it does not taste unpleasant. It's just, when you smell it, you're like, oh, this is going to be just this thick, sweet...
It's smooth.
Syrupy thing, and no, it is not.
Yeah, it's very smooth. It's got a little tingle on the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more sweetness here than I would have thought. I mean, it definitely came around,
oh, yeah.
And the sweetness seemed to have come back. But it doesn't taste like honey sweetness.
I'm curious. I think I might enjoy this better chilled.
Yeah, we're drinking this warm. If this was cold, I bet you we would really like it.
And
It's very, very, very much a red wine.
Yeah.
That is the easiest way to describe it. Like just go to the store, buy a red grape wine. This will be reminiscent of that. Okay. What I mean by that is it doesn't necessarily, and this is one of the things with good mead and high quality mead, is it's wine. It tastes like wine. So the fact that this comes out tasting a lot like store-bought wines, I take that as a good thing.
I can see this chilled and paired with like lamb with the mint sauce, or
A big honking steak.
Brian's always gonna go for the steak.
Gotta have the steak.
Any excuse
Or
that he can have for eating steak.
Actually,
he's had it.
a burger. This would go good with a burger. Big old pile of fries. Steak fries. Oh, it's steak still.
But I want caramelized onion on my burger.
You can have caramelized onions. You can have them in your burger, you can have them on your burger, and you can have them in buns. You know why? Because we make all that stuff ourselves.
We do.
But, okay. If I was to give this a rating, a score, 10 being the absolute most amazing brew I've ever tasted, blah, 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 and 0 being like sucking on dirty gym socks. Okay. I'm going to put this at like a 7 to 8. I mean, this is good. This is actually really nice. It's not what I expected, which is not a bad thing, but I was actually expecting a much more, oh yeah, that's cherry and that's honey. I was totally expecting that based on the smell. It's not. It's much more complex than that. It's got a lot more going for it. You have almost a light fruit from the cranberry to a dark fruit from the plum in the same note. And then there's this sweetness that comes through, but then you have the little bit of a mouth puckering tannin feel. It's like, wow. I mean, your dad would say, it's a party in my mouth.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, and don't let my initial response sway you. This tastes much better than I thought it was going to.
I think if you enjoy dry wines more than we do, you may find this even more enjoyable. As I said before, I think pairing it with food would be really interesting, because I've learned to enjoy wines with food tremendously. There's some dishes that if I can't have wine with it, I don't want to eat it, because to me, the the experience of drinking the wine and then eating the food elevates the flavors and opens your palate to be more receptive to what's in the food.
But you wouldn't eat it if you didn't have wine?
I lie. I would eat pretty much anything Brian put in front of me because
I'm like,
it's
no.
yum.
But also, when do we not have wine in the house?
There you go. So see, I don't really have to worry about
Usually
those so
reds.
much. Yes.
Don't do a lot of whites.
So this may lead us to another video where Brian gets his steak and I get more Viking's blood.
That has a possibility. We had not actually considered that yet. But we should. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Make some Viking's blood and have a great day.
Bye-bye.